In this lesson, we will learn how character LCD works and how we can add them to our project. Till now, we had a data coming from a sensor and usually have shown this sensor data on a serial monitor of a computer screen. With display, we will make our project free from computer monitor and we can show this sensor data on a standalone display module. By having LCD screen into the project makes the project more like a standalone product. I'm sure you might have seen several of such products in your day-to-day life, such as power meter, energy meter, inverters, and many more low-cost devices. The LCD we will going to explore today is 16 by 2 character LCD. Now the name 16 by 2 character LCD means a 16 columns by 2 rows. This LCD module uses 16 pin interface to connect to microcontroller. Let's understand pin layout and pin numbering on LCD. We can see extreme right pin marked as a pin number 1 and extreme left pin which is marked as a pin number 16. So we can number these pins from right to left as a 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 16. We will get into the pin functions bit later in this video, but just make sure which one is pin number 1 and which one is pin number 16. So extreme right is pin number 1 and extreme left is a pin number 16, so you can number them from 1 to 16. Now even if you have a different LCDs, the good thing is as long as they support 16 pin interface, mostly uses Hitachi HD44780 dot matrix LCD controller. So that means even if there are plenty of LCDs that you can see blue color or the green color LCD and many different, you can find it in a different variety, but as long as they have a 16 pin interface, that means they have the same controller most of the time. I have seen Hitachi HD44780 compatible displays, even if it's a Chinese. Try to buy LCD with the pin labels, which will make your life easy when you want to interface this LCD with the microcontroller, but it's not necessary. Even if you have some Chinese or low-cost LCD module which has a pin number, labels, just a pin number 1 and pin number 16, that is enough. Just use a little bit of your brain and that's all. Now coming back to the point, the 16 pins on LCD module categorize into the different pin functions. So there are, in between the 16 pins, there are 2 power pins, VSS and VDD. These are the power pins. There are 4 control pins, as you can see on an image. V0, you can call it as a VEE if you want. That means V0, RS, RW and enable pin. There are 8 data pins, D0, D8, D2 up to D7. These are the 8-bit data pins, right? Because this LCD, which is HD44780 dot matrix LCD controller, this works in 2 modes, 8-bit mode and 4-bit mode, right? So when you want to use in the 8-bit mode, when you want to interface this LCD with the Arduino with 8-bit mode, you have to use all these 8 pins, and when you want to use it into just a 4-bit mode, then you just need a 4 pins out of this 8 pins, right? And there are 2 backlights. You can call this or label it as a LED A, LED K, or you just label it as a ANK, A for anode and K for cathode. Okay, now the point is, now let's see how this LCD works. The control pins, which are RS, that is a register select, RW, which is a read write, and enable. So RS, RW and enable, these are the control pins. They perform the control functions. The data pins D0 to D7 will be read or write data to LCD. This will be used, D0 to D7 will be used for reading and writing data to the LCD or from the LCD, and 3 control pins, RS, RW and enable, this will be used as a control pins. The first thing always to select whether we want to write a command or data to LCD module, and RS pin, which is a register select, will going to perform the selection for us. By making RS pin low, we will going to select a command register, and when we make RS pin to become a high, we will select a data register. Now when it comes to RW pin, read and write pin, so RW pin will allow us whether write or read to the LCD screen. So we will decide using this pin whether we want to write to LCD screen or we want to read from the LCD screen, right? So we keep it to ground because we are only interested to show data, I mean to write the data to the LCD screen, at least for this example, for this tutorial. And the last control pin, which is a enable pin. E means enable pin, which works in a synchronous manner. For every change of data, we have to make this enable pin high to low. This means when we make enable pin high to low, then only LCD understands that the change of the data is happening. Let me put this in a perspective. Let's say we have to send a character A on LCD, and now we want to send a next character, that is character B. Between this A and B, we must have to make this enable pin high to low at least once. Then only LCD understand we want to pass a next data. I mean next data means a B. So when we send a character A, the next character that we are interested to send is a character B. So by making it high to low, this enable pin, our LCD will understand that we want to write a next data. Okay, next data or a change of data on a data lines. D0 to D8. Also, one more thing about enable pin is this enable pin should follow some specified time delay around few milliseconds. It's approximately somewhere 0.3 milliseconds between high to low, because whenever we want to write a data, we have to make this pin enable pin high to low, as I already told you, but we have to make this high to low into some specific specified time duration, which will be in few milliseconds, as I said, approximately 0.3 seconds. Then only this will be effective. Now you might be thinking like, oh my god, this is too complex, right? Please don't bother about this is for now, because Arduino supports a great deal of libraries which will make your life easy for a programmer. We will be using a library that is a liquidcrystal.h header file, which is a display library, I mean especially for 16:2 character LCD, which will take care of all this timing related constraint, and we just have to call the functions and then make things works. As a beginner, I don't recommend you to dig into the timings and all, but once we spend significant amount of time playing with LCD, we will be then in a position to start tinkering around LCD to get finer control over LCD, and you can able to do almost anything that you want. Right? So it's not important for now that you know everything. It's better to know a little bit. It's always good to know how things works. But for now, just focus on what you actually want to do as a project or as a task, right? So in the next lesson, we will set up a circuit and write a code in order to talk to LCD module. In the next video, where we will going to set up a circuit, we're going to write a code, and then we're going to show some text message on LCD. Then we'll generate some effect where we can blink the text, we can scroll the text, and we can do many more fun stuff. So I hope you will find this video educational and entertaining. See you in the next video. Bye bye.